Hello everybody, this is TipTop MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about MTG Arena and their update cycle and kind of what's been happening with recent updates in MTG Arena. Throughout the beta, MTG Arena has released updates every month. You know, there was minor issues here and there, and some updates took longer to actually get to people, but generally it went pretty well up until the very end of beta. Then they moved to release with the release of Throne of Eldraine. From Throne of Eldraine through the end of the year, the quality of the update seemed to go down in terms of bugs. Then we got a section called Performance Check-In at the start of 3 State of the Game posts, which are essentially posts where they talk about what's happening in the update. Yes, the first thing in the post was a performance update. It wasn't, ooh, here's the flashy new feature we're adding. It is, we see your issues. It showed every player that they understood there was an influx of bugs every update and instability with both the servers and the client. And it showed a dedication to fix that issue. They didn't just say, oh, there are issues even. Which, honestly, we're not even getting now, but we'll get into that later. They told us exact numbers. Here are the number of people reporting it. Here are the number of times people crash compared to when we started. And so it showed the community that they really understood what we needed. Moved to 2020, and ever since March or so, every update seems to have had a troubled launch. Reduced client speed, stability, and introduced numerous bugs while huge issues go unfixed. So before I move on, I want to talk about this video a little bit. What is the purpose? Well, this video has been planned for about a month now, and I was going to talk about the quality of these MTG Arena updates and how they've gone down. I'm still going to do that. However, something strange has kind of happened. With the release of the November game update, I have seen very few bugs, and the client has seemed more stable than it has in a pretty long time. Yes, I could be lucky and have not encountered any bugs, but it seems similar to last year, they are using the end of the year to refine the game. But hey, let's talk about what I think could be causing the increase in bugs and decrease in client stability. I think there are numerous things it could be. First, the elephant, or pandemic in the room. The quality and testing of updates seem to have started going down alongside the rise of the pandemic. Could them working from home have caused this? Well, it's very possible. MTG Arena is in a weird position. Unlike many other video games, they can't just slow down on a lot of their content. They have to have all the cards released by the time the paper set comes out. So I would guess that almost all of the development time has gone into making sure the sets are programmed into the game on time. That would explain the lousy state of the games and the decrease in quality. I mean, think about it. Take any other game. I don't know, Valorant, League of Legends, anything that's super popular, even, I don't know, Among Us. They can dedicate all of their time in updates, and I know Among Us doesn't get many updates, but that's not the point of this video. You know, they say, oh, we're releasing these updates, and they kind of do have deadlines, but you know, what happens if they can't meet that deadline and it's not up to their quality? Well, I guess we can just push it back a month. There'll be some backlash, but at least we'll end up with a better product. But what happens if MTG Arena can't get it programmed in time? Well, the set comes out in paper, they can't get it onto the platform, and now you have this disconnect. And they need to have it there, especially during a pandemic, in order to really build up the hype, in my opinion. So yes, they have very strict deadlines compared to, say, other games, but you know, does this cause them to do that? I don't think so. I mean, think about the shift in priority. Take a look at last year. Yes, we didn't get too much new content, but we also got a much, we didn't get nearly as many sets. That's what I'm trying to say here. On MTG Arena this year, we got the 4 normal sets, which we got last year as well. But we also got Jumpstart. We got 2 historic anthologies. We got the Almoncat Remastered and now Kaldheim Remastered. And so we've definitely gotten a lot more sets this year. So maybe just a big portion of their time is going towards creating cards. And so a lot less of it is going towards, the development of features and the stability. Because obviously this game is about the updates of MTG Arena. It's not just about the bugs. Another big issue I've seen a lot of people complain about is the lack of content. For the past 2 State of the Games, they've essentially been advertisements for events. Yes, Kaldheim Remastered came out, but other than that, people don't see card sets as features, and I don't see those as, quote, features. I see them as additions, but they are not features, and so you'll notice a very big lack of features as they seem to be prioritizing making new sets, which you'll notice seems to make them more money, and so you're gonna see kind of a theme here of maybe they're just trying to pump out as many sets as fast as possible so that way they can keep selling people packs, because if you have these 4-month breaks, you know, people may not be buying packs in that time, and then you have to make cool events, but then people get mad when it's just events, so you have to add features, but features don't seem to really make as much revenue. Like player drafting, how much did that increase revenue? Probably not a whole ton. I mean, the people who want to go for value and who are going to be spending gems are more likely to spend it on quick draft. I'm sure it did increase a little bit, you know, with the double cost and everything, and I'm sure it attracted some new players, but, you know, when you're looking at development time, would they rather spend, you know, let's say 3 months developing a feature or 2 months developing a set, and this 2 months developing a set can just increase revenue way more than the feature? I think the feature is better for the long-term health of the game, but I think they're looking very short-term, especially during the pandemic, and trying to get as many cards to people as quickly as possible. But yeah, so let's get back onto the kind of issues with the game, and I talked about how the pandemic, you know, people working from home, even if it's not, and I talked about the deadline, so even if it's not deadline-based, it could also be the adjustments from the developers having to work from home. The evidence for this is that the updates seem to have gone well, the recent one, and maybe they're just getting better at working from home, or maybe they got sufficiently ahead of programming cards that they have time to test a little bit more. But obviously this is all speculation. And while this is all possible and it makes a lot of sense, it doesn't account for the lack of quality between Core Set 2020 and Thornville Drain back in 2019. We can't say, oh, they were having trouble because of the virus, so maybe there's a plan. Just add content and sets throughout the year, and then use the last couple months to clean up their giant mess. This seems like an awful strategy, but it seems to have happened 2 years in a row now. Let's hope that in the future we see less issues for every game-breaking bug, there are going to be people who quit the game. Basically, I think one strategy that they could be doing is just, let's try to add as much as we can with a very small development team, and then at the end of the year, we do like nothing in terms of content and just fix bugs. I don't think that's a good thing, because, you know, you can't just tell people, oh, at the end of the year, everything will be better, because then you're going to start adding things and it won't be better, and I don't know, that's just one theory. Another possible explanation is that they don't care or just don't have enough developers working on the game. So what's happening is that they just add content, and whenever they have an occasion that they need to tidy the game up for, they do. That fits all of our evidence very well. They would have been adding lots of content and then needing to clean up their mess for the official release, as there'd be a burst of marketing and a burst of new people. Then now they need to clean it up for the mobile release. It wouldn't surprise me if that is the only reason they push back mobile release to January, to have that same 3 months of cleanup before the official release. Yes, the cleanup last time was actually, I think it was partly before and partly after, but mobile is going to be even bigger than the official launch of the game, because the official launch of the game basically meant nothing other than the fact that they couldn't just say, oh, it's in beta anymore. But this is introducing it to way more players, so they probably want this to be very tidy. So out of the three, I really hope it's the pandemic. I hope that the pandemic just really messed everything up. It meant that they had to meet deadlines much faster, which means there was less time for testing. I hope that is it. The other options of not having enough people to be able to do the sufficient work, that is awful. If that's the case, maybe they should slow down a little bit. Maybe don't add Kaladesh Remastered and Amonkhet Remastered within the span of 4 months. I don't know. Overall, it seems to be something that we can hope will get better in the future. With the release of the December game update coming up here actually fairly soon, I really hope we see another stable, release, and I hope that continues. Maybe they just found a new pattern. Maybe new people were hired. I believe somewhere there was Wizards job postings for things that look like MTG Arena positions. So maybe they, added some more staff alongside the pandemic, because, well, MTG Arena is probably a really big source of revenue right now for them, with everyone staying home. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this in the comments. I thought it would be an interesting video just to talk about what is happening with MTG Arena updates and kind of speculate on what may be causing it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed and want more speculation type of videos, hit that like button. I'm trying to do a mix of speculation videos, talking about news, doing all the sorts of fun magic-y things. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.